Rise and Shine Rwanda, it's Wednesday the 18th of March.
Coming up on today's Rise and Shine Rwanda.
An innovative concept is on the horizon and we've got the details.
Arnold introduces us to the new underwater sport that's got everyone excited.
And movie review comes early this week with a special edition hosted by me.
Good morning, it's just gone 7 o'clock in the morning and you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Makeda Mahario.
And me, Regis Isheja. Over the next hour, we'll bring you all the latest news, sports, and lifestyle headlines from here in Rwanda and around the world. And the Rise and Shine team are here in the studio. We're kind of like color coordinating over here.
We try, I mean.
What do we have in the money, Fidelis?
Well, in the money today we get to learn about the fact that female students are being urged to take on, banking as a career. It's crazy. You think all these women that you see in banks, there's enough of them, apparently there's not. So.
Okay, Arnold, what do you have in the world of sports?
A new sport, underwater hockey, whoever knew. Rwanda.
In Rwanda?
Second country in Africa,
Wow.
and only 2 countries in Africa have this sport. I'll bring you all the details
That's
from.
unbelievable.
That's something that I'm actually interested in.
Very surprising.
See. All right, well, all that and more is still to come, but first, Rise and Shine, story of the day. We can all agree that this country is moving full steam ahead toward the government's Vision 2020 goals, one of the chief among them becoming a knowledge-based economy. With that and the heavy focus on homegrown solutions in mind, an exciting new brainchild was born. From the minds behind the design firm Village Group, together with the government of Rwanda, comes a platform promising to contribute to the achievement of all of the above. Take a look at the soon-to-come Innovation Village. Located on the scenic rooftop of the Kigali Public Library will lie a brand new establishment that will be launched to promote Rwandan culture and literacy.
Village Group, it's a design practice that focuses on creating spaces, services, brands that really focus on culture and storytelling. And innovation is a really large component of what we do. So it just made sense to sort of branch out and create this innovation hub because it's one of our values and something we really believe in.
The Innovation Village, in partnership with the government of Rwanda, plans to bring together key members of the education and creative art sectors, providing them with the space and tools to connect, create, and grow.
So we've identified a few communities. They are our storytellers, educators, and innovators. Our storytellers is basically anyone who's in the business of creating, so be it a blogger, a painter, a musician. And our educators is anyone that uses informal and formal methods to educate, so that can be a teacher or a trainer. And our innovators are our entrepreneurs or our business developers, also existing members or existing marketing and advertising groups.
We designed a range of platforms and workshops that connect communities with information and learning tools for inspiration and innovation.
So far, this concept sounds very impressive, but what do they really hope to achieve?
So we believe that when information is made accessible to different communities, it expands the way people think. So in line with the government's vision of creating a knowledge-based economy, we really wanted to create a space where we could generate content as well as make that content accessible to different groups of people. So it's really about sharing information and generating content.
The space will house a media lab, a kids zone, shared office space, and a cafe, all designed with bright colors and multifunctional surroundings, highly conducive to the creative process. They also have plans to host a range of special events to cater to their purpose.
I'm really looking forward to sort of seeing different people collaborate, different minds coming together, as well as the events, because it's going to be a really fun and playful space, and we want people to really just be comfortable and be themselves and, you know, showcase what they have and just really collaborate and share and exchange stories and have fun.
One thing I find really cool is we're in the process of construction, and it's actually coming together. It's looking so much better than we even had imagined, or for me personally, and to think that we started only a few weeks ago and it will be ready by the 25th of March is mind-blowing. So that's one thing that's really cool.
Well, with a promising vision like that, this is definitely a platform to watch. Makeda Mahadio, Rise and Shine Rwanda.
And joining us in studio is Oriane Ruzibiza, Cultural Director at Innovation Village. Good morning, Oriane.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Right. So the first thing I want to know, I almost want to be part of the team.
Yes.
It's that much fun. It feels like that much fun. It feels like it's very youth oriented. Now, is there a limit there, or anyone can be part of it?
Anyone can be part of it. There's not a limit to any kind of age group, but well, I guess the reason why it's a young team is because I think our director was looking for people who kind of understood the vision that he had.
Dynamic.
Yes, dynamic and fresh. That's the right way to put it.
So you are the Cultural Director of Innovation Village. What exactly is your responsibility there?
My responsibility, the thing is, we do most of the things as a team, right? We work together on the concept, we work together on the calendar, we work together on building partnerships. So basically, I can't say that I'm strictly doing this for the Innovation Village, but I'll say that I'm kind of like in charge of running the kind of like the operations and the conceptualization of the whole space and the things to come.
Now, this is was very needed. Now we have it here in Kigali.
Yes.
How much can you expand your horizons?
Well, the thing is, we're looking for partners who already have existing initiatives in the creative, also education sector, or also in the innovation sector around the country. So we want to work with them so that we can expand everything that we do to all corners of the country, basically. So we are not really restricted to Kigali, and what we also have is the online platform that we're working on that will actually be accessible from anywhere in the world, pretty much, yeah.
So how can just a regular person who maybe doesn't have any interest in, the creative industry or in education, how can they benefit from a place like Innovation Village?
Well, the place is, the physical place is really creative and innovation oriented, but the online platform really is there to provide all kinds of knowledge, all kinds of content. We cater to all topics, all subjects. So if you're looking for information, well, what we want to do is to become some sort of like knowledge provider, and eventually even like be able to provide online courses to our users. So no matter what kind of topic you're looking for, no matter what sort of information you're looking for, we want you to be able to come to us or to connect to our platform and then access all kinds of information.
Now, a typical day for Mr. or Mrs. Everybody that just walks in the door, like at Innovation Village, they get in there, what's the first step, and what happens after that?
Well, depending on what they're coming to do, because we have a cafe space, so we actually anticipate that many people are going to just come and, be in that kind of environment.
You guys are just doing everything.
We're trying to make a place comfortable and welcoming to everyone. We also have a gallery, so they can take a look and walk around and see exactly what kind of exhibitions that we have. We're going to have like ongoing exhibitions. We will have a co-working space. Well, if the person is not there for that, but it's not going to be of great use. But I feel like it's kind of inspiring to see people work anyway. We also have Storytellers Cafe, which is our platform basically for artists, for writers, for all creatives to be able to showcase their work. So even if you're not necessarily into that kind of profession, you can still be there to witness what these people do and hopefully be inspired by their works.
So you'll be having something like a poetry night and
concerts, screenings, talks, conferences, workshops on all kinds of topics. We also have so we have, did I say exhibitions?
Yes.
Yeah. So we also have the Innovation Academy, which is some sort of, it's a business school, as Samantha was saying in the
feature
video that you just showed. Yeah, so that will be for all kinds of like entrepreneurs really who are looking to get a more design thinking kind of mindset to their business, who also are trying to, you know, bring some sort of innovation component, or actually just trying to find a way to think differently about their business and kind of be a problem solver instead of just, you know, copying the next business.
Now, to the people out there, social media is what's in right now.
Yeah.
How do people get a hold of you guys on there?
Oh, so we're on Twitter, we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram. Innovation Village. For Twitter, we are Innoville. And Innovation Village for Facebook as well. And Instagram is innovation _village.
You guys are too cool, man.
And you're launching on the 25th of March.
Well, we're going to be opening at the end of this month. It's going to be the cafe space and the co-working space, but we are planning on developing the other platforms, like the physical platforms, the Storytellers Cafe, in May. And we also have a blog, you know, to support that, to be able to kind of like bring that the content to the people who are not able to attend, and then eventually, you know, have be able to cover all kinds of creative things that are happening in this country and the region.
Like it's going to be
That's
so
a career.
ambitious.
That's something I would have loved to do.
You can come, you can join us. We're
It's
looking for
unbelievable.
people like you.
Thank
For
you.
movers and shakers.
I'm telling you, this is fun. You get to do all the fun things.
Well, you know how I do. You know how I do. Thank you so
Thank you,
much,
Oriana.
Oriana. Is there any last things that you wanted to say?
Well, I really hope that everybody goes online and checks out our website, innovationvillage.co, and that you will be joining us when you're open.
And you're coming back after the 25th, after you guys launch, right?
No, I think you guys should come to us so we can show you the
all right.
space, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
we can
looking
show you.
forward to
Invitation
everything.
accepted.
Looking
Thank you.
forward
so
to what
much.
comes out of Innovation
All
Village.
right, you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. We'll be right back after the break.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Business time now. Fidelis Karangwa has the details.
Business stories making headlines today. Local graduates stand to benefit from a new information and communications technology training program from a Pan-African computer software solutions company known as 23rd Century Systems. The fund seeks to develop the continent's skills base through the program, which will help minimize human errors and reduce the risk of corruption. Officials also urge businesses to increase their use of ICT in order to increase efficiencies. Female students have been urged to pursue careers in banking and other financial sector professions as the industry is still dominated by men. Officials state female students, especially finalizing in higher education institutions of learning, could always take advantage of internship programs at the banks and try other various career options in the financial industry. This was mentioned during the Global Money Week, where students were able to interact with bank staff from different departments who explained to them about their roles and other banking activities. And experts should consolidate their cargo and export according to the sectors instead of individuals, with smaller packages to attract airlines. This was said by the managing director of Lotec Rwanda, Mr. Peter Gateru, who was addressing the lack of affordable cargo airlines, which has led to high freight charges. Experts say the problem is aggravated by low volumes and poor coordination, among other challenges. You're up to date today's business headlines. Sports news coming up next in just a minute with Olno Quizera.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Time now for your sports news. I'm Arnold Quizera. Starting with local football, it is just a matter of time before the Federation of Rwanda Football Association names Irishman Johnny McKinstry as the new coach of the national team Amavubi. FERAFA had earlier announced that they will name Stefan Constantine's predecessor on March 15th, but as of Sunday, they were yet to agree terms with the 29-year-old who has been a favorite since the four-man shortlist was released less than a fortnight ago. The list has McKinstry, Portuguese tactician João Manuel Ferreira de Moraes, who is currently in charge of Tunisian club Esperance, Egin Firat and Hans-Michael Vess from Germany. Still with football, Manchester City will call this another disappointing European campaign unless they are to overturn a first-leg deficit against Barcelona in tonight's Champions League tie. Ever since the purchase of the blue half of Manchester, the club's ambitious owners have made the desire for Europe's holy grail an open secret, but that has eluded them for the past 4 years, as this season looks no different. City will have to win in Spain if they are to make a first-time appearance in the quarter-final stage of Europe's club competition. In the other game, Borussia Dortmund entertained Juventus in Germany. Sports fanatics in Rwanda have complained about the lack of much choice when it comes to sports disciplines in the country, but that is all set to change with the emergence of the likes of underwater hockey. I recently caught up with a group of young and unique Rwandans keen on this rather odd sport. Take a look. Underwater hockey, also known as octopus, is a limited contact sport involving two teams trying to maneuver a puck to the end of each other's goals. With hardly any field hockey in Rwanda, the thought of underwater hockey would seem rather too ambitious, but never rule out anything in the land of 1,000 hills. Every Saturday morning, a small group of Rwandans meet at Cercle Sportif in the suburb of Rugunga to take part in this rather odd but interesting sport. I caught up with these Saturday early birds to find out the roots of this sport in the country.
Well, underwater hockey is a new game that we started in Rwanda in the end of 2013. It was brought in by a friend of mine who was from the US, and we were friends, and he told me about it. I got interested in the game, and we said, oh, why not in Rwanda? That's why the game started in Rwanda.
Normally, underwater hacking ni umukino dukinira munsi y'amazi. Tuba dufite ball na black stick, ishobora kuba umweru cyangwa umukara, bitewe n'amakipe abiri, imwe igafata umweru indi umukara, tugakinira hasi y'amazi.
It's a new sport in Rwanda. I've been interested in it, but I just feel like I can do it.
To many of the current players, underwater hockey is just not any other sport, but more of what they would call a fun, healthy sport.
Mbona cyambere cy'inyungu cyambere ni sport gifite ikimfasha ku mubiri w'umuntu kumera neza kandi no mukino utuma umererwa neza mu bitekerezo kugira ngo utekereze ko ukinisha imbaraga usibye n'imbaraga.
And just like many of the other sports and games in the country, the sport of underwater hockey faces its own challenges.
Yeah, the first challenge we've been facing here in Rwanda is to get the gears to play with. It is not easy to get them from here. We try to go to different sports stores, and the stuff we could get from those shops were not good at all. And most of the gears we've been using so far, we got them as a donation from different underwater hockey clubs in the US.
Kuko ni mushyashya cyane rero ikindi nuko ikibuga wenda tuvuge ntabwo biboneka ahantu hose kugira ngo ubone aho ukinira ni ngombwa kujya ahantu hari piscine kugira ngo ubashe gukina. Ntabwo rero mwabona ahantu mukina hose abakinnyi amasaha yo gukina ni amasaha atugora cyane. Tugomba kuza mu gitondo kugira ngo dukine kuko kenshi usanga abantu bari kogamo mu mazi ntabwo barawumenya neza kugira ngo wenda bavuge ati baduhe umwanya wo gukina.
From archery to fencing and now underwater hockey, there are no more excuses for lack of sports choices in Rwanda. Arnold Quizera, Rise and Shine, Rwanda. Joining us in studio is one of those players you've seen taking part in underwater hockey, Nicholas Umuhizi. Welcome to the show, Nicholas.
Thank you for inviting us.
So, Nicholas, let's go back, from the beginning of underwater hockey in the country. How old has underwater hockey been taking place in Rwanda?
Yeah, underwater hockey is all of 1 year and approximately 6 months because it started in October 2013. And as I previously told you, the game was introduced by a friend of mine who told me about the game, and I got interested in it. And once I tried it, I fell in love with the game, and that's how Underwater Hockey Club started.
About you talked earlier about how you people are trying to spread out the game in the country. What are your target audiences for this sport, and which type of people can take up underwater hockey?
First of all, we are targeting swimmers because the game is played in pools. So first of all, you need to know to swim. Well, we're trying to move from one pool to another pool. So far, we've practiced in 4 pools. We started at La Palisse. We moved to Méridien, and then we moved later to Sanitas, and now we are at Cercle Sportif. All those things we made them just to interest people, swimmers for all those different pools, to see if they can start their own clubs.
So how many clubs in general do we have of underwater hockey in Rwanda?
So far we only have 1 club, and one of the challenges that are preventing us from spreading the game to different pools is it's not easy at all to get gears from the stores here in the country.
So on that part of not getting gears, which you told us earlier in the video we've been watching, are there any new plans of soliciting for this equipment from somewhere else? Because you told me that it's only played in 2 countries in Africa. So which other competitions are you planning to take to go for as the underwater hockey team?
That's really a big challenge for us, and I can't say we have plans to know where we're going to get those gears in the region, because nowhere we can find them. But now we've been trying to stay in touch with the friend of mine with whom we introduced together the game here in Rwanda. He has not yet got back to me and tell me if he has found out something interesting that can be affordable, so that we can propose to other people who want to join where they can find the gear so that they can start their club on their own.
So what specifically, what gear, what's the name of this gear, and what makes it so expensive?
Well, they are not really sophisticated, but the problem is that it's not easy to find them good quality in Rwanda, because to play underwater hockey, you need to have fins. You also need to have masks. We also wear snorkels and gloves. I think gloves, you can find them here. Of course, not of good quality, but at least we can find them. But you can see that, like for fins and snorkels, they are not easy to find here.
Okay, so looking ahead, as the Underwater Hockey Federation, if you do exist, are you yet a legal entity?
Not yet, but we are in that process to get registered.
Okay, yeah. So you're looking ahead, what do you think the ministry should do for you as a registered legal sports entity in the country?
Sorry, say again?
When you're done with your registration as a legal entity, what do you think the ministry should, where do you think the ministry should help you to promote this sport of underwater hockey in the country?
First of all, they would help us to bring in enough gears so that any other people who are interested in playing that new game could find those gears, because as I told you, that's the main challenge we've been facing so far. Also, there are some championships taking place in different places around the world. If they could help us to participate in those different championships so that we can measure ourselves to other countries and see how good we are, that would be a great help for us.
Don't you think before you go on to go to these countries, you should start with an internal competition in Rwanda?
Yes, but that is dependent on creating more clubs.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Nicholas.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
There you have it, Rwanda. Different games. You have now a variety of sports that you can go for. Regis and Makeda will be right back after this short commercial break with the latest news headlines.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Let's take a look now at news making headlines here in Rwanda and around the world.
Educators from public and private learning institutions in the country have committed to improving the quality of education in their respective institutions. More than 200 teachers signed performance contracts, also known as Imihigo, during a week-long civic education training course themed Higher Education at the Forefront of National Transformation. Minister of Education, Professor Silas Lwakabamba, who closed off the exercise, urged participants to make use of their knowledge and training to transform the country's education sector.
Rwandan peacekeepers were honored for their efforts and professional conduct during their mission in Ivory Coast. The officers who received medals were among 80 peacekeepers serving under the United Nations operation in Ivory Coast. The United Nations Secretary General's Deputy Special Representative for Côte d'Ivoire, Simon Munzu, praised the officers for their contribution in enforcing peace and security in the West African nation. Rwanda has deployed more than 800 troops, which includes soldiers and police officers in UN peacekeeping missions across the world.
The East African Legislative Assembly is set to debate on a bill aimed at clearing out counterfeit products in the region. The Assembly is expected to meet in Burundi for a two-week session this week to discuss amending the EAC Competition Act to create a conducive investment climate in the community, free of unfair competition practices, and promote intellectual property rights in the region. Other bills likely to be debated include Custom Management Bill, Cross-Border Legal Practice Bill, and the Elimination of Non-Tariff Barriers Bill.
And in international news, Nigeria's military said it has retaken the northeastern town of Bama from Islamist military group Boko Haram. Nigeria's military spokesman, General Chris Olukoade, said a large number of militants were killed and a second operation is underway in the second largest town in Borno State. The group recently swore allegiance to the Islamic State militants based in Syria and Iraq. The violence in Nigeria has killed more than 10,000 people since 2009.
Okay, lots more still to come. Lifestyle is up next. Plus, we take a look at what's hot right now in our daily debate section, Hot Topics. We'll be right back.
Connect to Lusaka 3 times a week starting 27th March. Enjoy comfort and safety at affordable fares to 17 other destinations across Africa and the Middle East.
Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine, Rwanda. Now, it's time for some lifestyle. What do you have for us
Today I'm very excited, Makeda. Usually we have movie review on Thursday, but since tomorrow is our 100th episode special, we're airing it early and giving you not just one cult classic, but believe it, 3. Yes, you heard it right, 3. So sit tight. All right, guys, so this one, basically I think this is going to be my favorite movie review ever, because usually we have one cult classic, but this time we have 3 cult classics and no current movie. So as Arnold likes to say, the old soul in me is extremely happy today.
The Jose in you.
Right, so let's take a look at the first cult classic.
There's certain things you just have no control over, right?
Really? Like what?
Like love.
Love. You know, what do you know about love? What do you possibly think you know about love? You know, I'm sick and tired of men using love like it's some kind of disease you just catch. Love should have brought your ass home last night.
Didn't you just hear me say I was sorry?
I heard you say you're sorry. You're sorry and you're tired. You don't love me. You don't love Jacqueline. You only love your damn self.
How could you say I never cared about you? You know, Jacqueline says that I'm a better person now, and I know I owe that all to you.
I'm out of here. I'll get the rest of my things later. Let me just tell you one more thing. I might not be all glamorous, and I don't have hair weaved all down my back, but let me tell you one great thing about me, all right? I've got heart. And you know the bad thing about having heart, Marcus? Is that it gets broken when you deal with people like you.
I just want to keep looking at it. All right, guys, so this is Boomerang. It came out in 1992. It's a black classic. So it has basically the story, in short, is Marcus, who's a player. He's a womanizer.
Eddie Murphy.
Played by Eddie Murphy. And he's a businessman, and he usually gets his way with women. But now he's in a relationship with a woman that you just saw played by Halle Berry.
Halle Berry, she's so pretty.
And yeah, we'll talk about that. But then at the same time, he's trying to get as many women as he can on the side, and he ends up meeting a woman who is him, but the female version, who's played by Robin Givens. And the movie has a lot of black actors, like Chris Rock is part of the movie, and it's a classic. Now, the thing is, this is the first time I saw Halle Berry on the screen. And I had an instant crush.
That lasted throughout the year.
When those guys had like her poster in your room and you'd wake up and say,
"Don't lie,
I'll marry you someday."
Unbelievable. And this is her pre super short hair. Like she doesn't have long hair.
Of the show.
Oh my God.
Well, look at it in this sense, Arnold. It's never too late. She doesn't mind, she lives in being in a relationship with younger men, so you still have a chance. Way to go.
Okay, yeah, so moving on.
Had you watched the movie?
Of course, I love that movie. It's so funny.
Okay.
That was like Eddie Murphy's peak time. So yeah, I love it.
It was my first time seeing Martin Lawrence. I had seen Chris Rock before, but it was like the second or third time.
How old are you again?
Why
The question is, how young are you?
Exactly.
You could be in school right now or something. Anyway, what's the next movie?
All right, the next movie, let's just take a look at it.
Pardon me, Mr. Jordan. Could I have your John Hancock?
What's going on here?
We need your help!
You heard of the Dream Team? Well, we're the Mean Team. Ready?
Yeah!
Doc.
Yeah.
You kick it in here. You go to the hole and dominate. We on defense.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. I don't play defense.
All right, so that is Space Jam. Came out in 1996. Another one really close to my heart, dear to my heart. And Michael Jordan, basically the way it starts, it's right after his retirement in 1993. And they play like
first retirement?
Yeah.
First retirement. And the thing is, they actually played it like it was actual, like real life. And they based the movie on him retiring in 93 after his dad got murdered. And then he goes to play baseball but realizes he's not as good as he was in basketball. And then at the same time, the Looney Tunes in the parallel universe are having a basketball tournament, but they have gotten invaded by some mean guys. And the mean guys want to have a basketball competition, but the Looney Tunes realize they're not as good as them.
Right.
So they go back.
Now who's telling the whole story? Whenever I do it, he says you're telling the whole story.
They come to Earth and then possess Charles Barkley's body and Patrick Ewing's body and some other players, Muggsy Bogues and some of them. And then they come back to the planet, but at the same time, Michael Jordan is playing.
The movie.
I'll just end it there. Just watch it. But what I can say is,
don't let him do a sports movie. That's the moral of the story.
A lot of people that didn't love basketball got familiar.
I loved that
got
movie.
familiar
I remember
with
watching it and I was like this little, and I loved everything about it. This was one of those like grown-up movies at the same time that I could watch, where I'm like my older sisters would be like, "No, it's okay, you can sit through this."
It's a family movie,
I'd be
right?
so excited. I'm like, yes.
I mean, this is probably before Arnold was born, but it's a sports movie. So, do you think that? Do you think that, you know, did you try?
I watched the movie. I watched the movie in about...
What did you like most about the movie?
I watched the movie in about 1999.
Hey, you watched this movie in 99?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
yeah,
well...
You realized in 99 Michael Jordan was playing basketball.
No, he was back with the Wizards.
Even like in 2001, he was retired in 2000.
Okay, he was playing.
Okay, moving on to the next movie.
All right, let's move on to the third one. This is my... I mean, 3 cult classics, guys.
You know what? Every movie is Regis. Don't take Regis
on
his
third one. Let's check it out.
We live in a cynical world. A cynical world. And we work in a business of tough competitors. I love you. You complete me. And I just had...
Shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up. You had me at hello.
Oh, they still my heart. So lovely.
See,
finally you pick a good movie.
Look at her. Look at her is in heaven right now.
Fidelis.
That part.
But the funny part, when you think about Jerry Maguire, this is Jerry Maguire. It's a movie based on a sports manager. It's actually a real story. It's
a real life story.
Real life story.
Yes.
A sports manager who is fighting many legal fights when it comes to. There's a lot of corrupt guys in the sports, in the business. So he's fighting it at the same time. We have Cuba Gooding Jr. in the movie. We have Tom Cruise who's playing Jerry Maguire.
Renee
Zellweger who plays his love interest. Now the thing that's unbelievable is that this is a sports movie. It's supposed to be a guy's movie. But women love this movie.
I think it's kind of romantic. I watched it for the first time in 2004, I think. 2004, 2005.
She's going to come with
Not even surprised anymore. It's romantic and you love it, all right?
This movie, literally every woman. Because I remember I was watching Oprah a while ago, and she was saying it's crazy, but every woman, every girl, deep inside they're looking for that man, for that Tom Cruise who'll look at them and say, "You complete me." And I was like, it's so true.
That was after a fight too. They had fun, and then they had, he was trying to.
You're telling the movie again. The whole movie.
Yeah. Now you can tell what kind of movie date Regis is if you've seen the movie already.
Now we've seen. I think we should give Arnold a date to do movie review and see what he
has
for us.
I have a problem with that.
What movies is it gonna do?
I'm going to do You Stomp the Yard.
Oh my God!
That will be a cult classic. It'll be a cult classic in 30 years. But
what was this Nelly movie where he's playing football?
Oh God!
What about Any Given Sunday? He doesn't even
know.
You've not watched? What's Any Given Sunday? Oh my gosh! Okay, this movie review is over. This movie review is over. Okay.
People are calling me out dates.
No, just before
100 episodes. Your Rise and Shine, Rwanda.
Just before we move on to hot topics, I think I need to give out some free movie tickets. Yeah, so for this week, all you have to do is tell us what was Tom Cruise's job in the movie. Is it A, a coach, B, a sports agent, or C, a sports lawyer? Email, tweet, or Facebook us the answer, and the first person to respond will win 2 movie tickets. Again, the question is, what was Tom Cruise's job in a movie? Is it A, a coach, B, a sports agent, or C, a sports lawyer? Don't Move Hot Topics is up next.
Welcome back, and it's that Hot Topics time again. As always, the Rise and Shine team have been out and about, gathering everything you need to know about what's happening here and abroad, from what's trending on Twitter to the debates in your local cafe. We've got it for you right here and right now. Now, unfortunately, the first topic is quite sad. It's someone from a very musical family has passed away. It's actually the brother of Chameleon. He's called AK-47. Passed away. He was found in a bathroom. Now, I've heard actually different stories about how it happened, but right now everyone is saying the same thing, that he was found in a bathroom bleeding. So it's extremely sad because he was really good, first of all. He had a lot of fans. He had really good music, and he was working on some new stuff. But he's also a part of, his brothers are Chameleon, Palaso, and Weasel of Radio and Weasel. So they've lost a really big part of their family, and it's really sad. So, you know, our condolences to that whole family. And, you know, if you guys liked his music,
I did like some bits of his music, some songs of his. He was so young, you know, he's about 24, 23 years old. I think no parent should ever get to bury their kid. It's so sad.
Yeah. I personally didn't know much about him, but you know, when I read this, it's really heartbreaking. But for me, I think what's caught me the most is the pictures that are already all over the internet. Yeah. I just like we talked about a couple of days ago, which pictures are appropriate for you to put on the internet, to put in these newspapers, for them to be out there. Are they offensive to the people who've lost the person? And for me, I just feel like they should have given them exactly. It was just too much. I mean, it's not just one; there are many, and it's just, I feel like it's too much, and they don't deserve that. No one does.
Well, our condolences to the family, and you know, and to the fans, and
rest in peace.
Rest in peace. So let's go on to the next hot topic. There is a woman, a 26-year-old woman, called Lizzie Velasquez. She has a disease that allows her, or doesn't allow her, to gain weight, pretty much, and that's just her condition. So she's recently become a big inspiration, and there's actually a documentary that's coming out about her, because there was a video. This is her hair, and she was just, you know, one day she was about 14, I think, and she was just looking at YouTube looking for some music, and she saw this video, The World's Ugliest Woman. There was a title. She had never heard of it, and she saw that her picture was there. She decided to click on it, and there were so many terrible comments. She watched the video. It was terrible, and it really broke her heart. And that's when she said everything changed. And she said, you know what, I'm not going to be a victim. I'm not going to let bullies, you know, destroy my life. So she kind of got motivation from that, instead of letting it really break her down. And she did some TED Talks and met some people, and now she's an inspiration to so many people. And so now the documentary is coming out, and people are really excited for it. What do you guys think about this?
I've actually read about her and actually seen different videos about her. It's quite sad what has happened to her, and it's quite sad what people always say. And she like in one of the videos I saw, she was saying, it's sad how when someone sees me, they don't think, look at that girl with nice makeup or nice hair. The first thing they think is, what's an ugly person?
Right.
And the way she was talking about it, she goes through high schools and, you know, just talks to people about the fact that if she can survive a day, just one day in this world with people judging her every day like that, then everyone can get through anything.
Absolutely.
And I love the fact that she's writing books, and she's doing so many things, and she's inspiring so many people with her condition and how she takes every day at a time, and it's just amazing.
She can become as motivational as it gets. And the thing that's sad is that it also reflects this kind of society we live in these days, where it's all about looks and it's all about, you know, physical attributes instead of, you know, who you are as a person. And that's,
she kind of embodies not tolerating bullying.
Exactly.
And, you know,
there's a lot of internet bullying going on.
absolutely. In this day and age, now that we have Facebook and Twitter, I think, you know, our kids or the younger generation, they're witnessing something that most of us, maybe not Arnold, did not have to go through, you know, when they were young. And it's just intense bullying. And because they're behind their screen and because they're, you know, they can just make up little names and whatever, they think that it's okay.
And ruin their reputation too at the same time, which is really bad. It's unbelievable.
And I love the way she relates to other people, the way she explains herself. So she'll say something like, I'm just like every other girl. I like doing my nails and I like doing my hair and doing my makeup and looking pretty. But at the end of the day, if I do it and you do it, we won't look the same.
Right.
I'll still look like this, and people still think I'm ugly, and you'll still look like that, and people think you're beautiful. It's just, she's such an amazing person, and we can all learn something from her.
It's great. It's great to know that, you know, she's getting all of this recognition. It's really not about looks
very
at all.
inspirational.
Never.
Very much so.
It's really not about looks at all. Well, and hey, by the way, do you guys even remember the time when we were kind of cyberbullied? The Rise and Shine team.
But we love those people. Honestly, they make my day.
We've gotten some really interesting comments.
I've met some people who did Twitter some not really nice things. And when you meet them in person, they're like, oh, hi, how are you? And, you know,
That's
they're
not
very
really how
different.
it goes.
We're celebrating 100 episodes, and I have to say, we just have to say thank you to everybody.
Keep up the feedback,
really
bad or good.
And
you
keep
know.
it constructive. Keep it constructive.
I actually like the bad too, because like when I'm having a bad day, I just read through them. And I think
Fidelis,
it's
do you remember
hilarious.
how much I laughed that day? I laughed for like 3 hours straight. It was hilarious to me.
People laugh at me, remember
They loved
Right.
it. They
We
loved
love
it.
it.
But don't forget, we love to hear your thoughts, your comments, and your feedback on what we're talking about here on Rise and Shine Rwanda. Tweet us at Rise and Shine RW. We're always checking out for you, good or bad. Like us on Facebook and send ideas for programs or how we can make it better. Check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda YouTube page where you can catch all the shows and reports that we upload daily. Find us on Instagram, Rise and Shine RW. You can follow us and tag us in your photos. Or check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda website.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, but we'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback, so do let us know if you have an idea for the program. You've been watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Regis Isheja.
And me, Makeda Mahario. We'll be back here same time, same place tomorrow with the 100th
Yes! I cannot wait.
I know.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We have a lot in store for you guys at home.
It's a special treat. It's a special treat. Well, make sure you come back for that. But for now, from the two of us and the rest of the team, have a great day. Beautiful team. The rest of the beautiful team. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.